So we're both going instantly back to human's base, knowing the human will have no troops, and knowing that the orc can't have too many either. And I think it's fairly definite in our minds that we're going to be able to really hurt this human player. As you can see, sending 2 militia to the expansion. I don't know if he was planning expanding, but he's got no chance of doing that. I'm not sending all my units after it, just sending a couple of huntresses, and Crazyassassin sending his Keep of the Grove. He's desperately trying to get he's managed to, he's got a militia out of there, and he's sending that down to 6 o'clock, so he might expand the Crazyassassins' old base. Now, as you can see here, I was telling Crazyassassin whilst at human base, get ready to entangle that mage as it pops out. But Delicato isn't stupid, he has cancelled that mage, he realises it will die instantly. And we're now just trying to kill that keep. So as you can see, I'm nearly at Tree of Eternity. And I am in no upkeep, so I'm getting maximum income to be able to afford 2 Chimera Roosts and eventually Chimeras. I've also got 2 Ancients of War, and I'm planning on building all archers from them as well, eventually. So the plan here is to wait for the Chimera Roost to complete, then instantly go into low upkeep by building 2 Chimeras, and also the Ancients of War build 2 archers. Just try and get as much income as I can before doing that. And as you can see, Assassin has also got a full mine again. And I'm telling him just to feed me resources so I can afford lots of Chimera and archers, because there's little point in Crazyassassin rebuilding. I mean, he's just going to waste a lot of money in buildings for tier 1 units, so it's pretty pointless. So I'm just creeping like crazy. Assassin has been stupid enough to keep his Keeper of Grove in range, which means my Demon Hunter isn't getting all that experience, which would be extremely useful to get him up to Metamorphosis as quick as possible. But unfortunately, Crazyassassin isn't the smartest guy on the street. He does realise later on, he realises, yeah, I better let you get all the experience, but still proceeds to keep that Keeper of the Grove beside me. So there we are, 2 Chimeras training and archers training. I think I forgot them in well, so that's not leaving me much option there to build more units. Oops. And as you can see, the human player is also rebuilding at 6 o'clock, and the orc player is creeping best he can. So he's going for Witch Doctors, but as you can see, that resources he spent on attacking 6 o'clock has kind of screwed him up a bit. It doesn't have many units at all. So it's basically just a creep fest. I'm trying to get up to level 6 in my Demon Hunter. Crazyassassin isn't making this very easy for me by sticking around there. As you can see from the replay, I'm receiving gold from Crazyassassin pretty regularly. I'm actually going to go into high upkeep as soon as I can. So I'm 54.60 in food. I'm telling Crazyassassin to piss off so I can get the experience, but still he shared it, even though he was trying to get away this time, at last. So build the archers. I'm building the archers with their full upgrades. So they've got the marksmanship and the range upgrades, and they've also got 3-1 attack. And for the chimeras, I'm getting the armor upgrades when I've got a chance. Yeah, there's not much point in getting the attack upgrades or armor upgrades. Are much more useful for chimeras. They've already got huge damage. So I'm also adding a priestess of them into my army, and the reason for that is for the true shot aura, which will improve the archers even more, and also will help the chimeras, and it will also help the huntresses. So 62, 78 in my army, and I definitely need those archers because, let's say I never got any archers and he got wyverns, and I would be screwed. So I need the archers to be able to counter air if they do get it, but in this game they're not getting it, they're going for all witch doctors. So I've got a 66, 80 army now, with 2 chimeras. As you can see, I'm not letting the chimeras get involved in that fight. I'm trying not to let our opponents see that I have chimeras in my army already. So I'm not letting them attack his buildings. And now I'm training the acid upgrades with chimeras so they can take down buildings very quickly. And once that acid upgrade is done, I'm going to go straight into high upkeep by training 2 more chimeras and probably more archers. And I've also told Crazyassassin to stop feeding me money because I'm going to go into high upkeep soon. And if he keeps feeding me money, he'll get taxed very, very heavily, so it's pretty pointless. Now I'm into high upkeep. 2 chimeras. Don't have enough to start any more archers, so it's just chimeras now. And I've basically creeped most of the map, which has allowed me to get nearly level 6 hero. Crazyassassin kind of screwing that up for me. And Crazyassassin's also managed to get his tree that originally started at 6 o'clock all the way to the top right hand spot, so that will allow us to get extra income later in the game, even though it's my units are obviously I'm going to do the fighting. There's a human player also mining full time, but in this case he is upgrading rather than feeding the orc money, who obviously is already tier 3, so you may as well give him the money for the units. 2 more chimeras have been trained, and so it's added to my army. And I've got enough chimeras, so I've got 4 chimeras, and I'm now just building archers with the remaining income when I get it. So I've got an 82-90 army, and the plan here is just to go to the orc's main base and take it out. Don't screw around with expansions. We know he's got an expansion at the bottom left hand spot, and we know the human player has got an expansion at 6 o'clock, but there's no point faffing around. You need to go straight, take it to main. If we take it to orc main, it's a good game, because he's going to have to port, he's going to have to fight there. So because I've got all the chimera upgrades for killing buildings very quickly, those buildings will go down very, very fast. Strangely, the portal to the 6 o'clock position, so he's going to have to re-portal to save his main. And a human player is going to have to walk there. So I think you can tell by the elapsed time what the outcome of this battle is going to be. So restoration potion in the Farseer. I'm not focus firing with this chimeras at all. I'm just letting everything target what it wants. And when I see a hero nearly dead, I will focus fire on it. Look at all those healing wards, 5 all put together. Metamorphoses, and it's a good game. They're going to leave, there's nothing they can do about that whatsoever. So we won the first game of the best of 3, as you just saw, and we went on to lose the next 2 games. And they basically, in the next 2 games, they managed to mass casters, crazy amount of casters, talking like nearing towards 90 witch doctors and 90 whatever for the human sorceresses and stuff. It's a good game, so I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.